Good morning, children. So, we were discussing the second chapter of Civics, Diversity and Discrimination. In this chapter, we have seen the difference in prejudice. We have also tried to understand the meaning of prejudice. Then, we have understood how the people create the stereotypes as well as the meaning of stereotype. What are the different aspects of the way people create the stereotype, also, we have understood, as well as how the inequality and the discrimination, this both the things are the two different sides of one coin, that also we have understood. How the people create the stereotype about a particular community, that also we have seen. And in the last period we have seen that how some communities in the country, like Muslim community, is stereotyped about why they are not sending their girls to school. Actually, people think that the Muslims are not interested to send their girls to school, but it is not the fact. The reality is what the people are not able to send their daughters or their girls to school because of their economic condition. And at last, we have started to discuss about on being discriminated against. Now we are going to see that point, how the people being discriminated and how they fight against this kind of discriminations. So here we are going to see some examples how the people are treated unequally on the basis of caste, religion, and their social background. People are engaged in different kind of work like teaching, carpentry, pottery, weaving, fishing, farming, etc. And through this way they earn their livelihood. However, certain kind of work is valued more than others, and activities like cleaning, washing, cutting hair, picking garbage, and all that, this kind of tasks or works are considered of less value. And in this way, these people, those who are doing this kind of work, those who are doing the work of cleaning, garbage collection, as well as cutting of hair, these all the people are considered as dirty or impure. This belief is an important aspect of caste system. In the caste system, communities, groups of people were placed in a sort of ladder where each caste was either above or below the other, and those who placed themselves at the top of this ladder called themselves upper caste and saw themselves as superior. So those who belong to the upper caste, they consider themselves superior than any other caste, those who are below them. The groups who were placed at the bottom of this ladder of the society were seen as unworthy and called untouchables. So all those people, those who were kept at the bottom of this social ladder, were considered as unworthy or untouchable, means they were not even being touched, even their touch was considered as impure. So Dalit is a term that people belonging to so-called lower castes use to address themselves. They prefer this word to untouchable. Dalit means those who have been broken. Dalit, what is the meaning of Dalit? Those who have been broken from the society, means they are not the part of the society. They are considered as untouchable or broken or Dalit. This word, according to Dalit, shows how social prejudices and discrimination have broken the Dalit people. This word Dalit uh, always show the normally this word, according to the Dalit people, shows how social prejudices, you know the meaning of prejudices now, how the social prejudices and discrimination have broken the Dalit people. The government refers to this group of people as scheduled caste. Those who belong to this broken people, or those who belong to the Dalit category, they are called as the scheduled caste or SC category. The government refers to these as the scheduled caste or SC category. Now, we are going to see further in this. Caste rules were set which did not allow the so called untouchables to take on work other than what they were meant to do. For example, some groups were forced to pick garbage and remove dead animals from the village, but they were not allowed to enter the homes of upper caste or take water from the village well or even enter temples. Their children could not sit next to the children of the other caste in school. The upper castes acted in ways which did not give the so called untouchables the same rights as they enjoyed. So, the upper caste act in such a way which did not give the so called untouchable or broken or Dalit people the same rights as the upper caste or higher castes are enjoying. One of the very famous personality in our historical time is the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, one of the greatest leaders of India. Shares his first experience of caste based discrimination, which took place in 1901 when he was just 9 years old. He had gone with his brothers and cousins to meet his father's Koregaon, which is now in Maharashtra. So here one of the experience Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar shares that in 1901 how his brothers and he was confronted the caste based discrimination in his life when he was going to Koregaon with his brothers and cousins to meet his father. Uh, Here the story starts, that is explained by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Long did we wait, but no one turned up, and all elapsed, and the station master came to inquire. He asked us for our tickets. We showed them to him. He asked us tarried, why we tarried. We told him that we were bound to Koregaon and that we were waiting for father or his servant to come, but that neither had turned up and that we need to now know how to reach Koregaon. So here the small part of the story I'm going to explain to you all, that it was the railway station where they were standing for a long time but nobody turned to them, and they were alone over there. After a long time, a station master came to them asking for the tickets. All of them have shown the ticket to them, showed the ticket to that station master, and they told him, the station master, that they were bound for Koregaon. They wanted to go to Koregaon, and that they all were waiting for his father or their father or the father's servant, so that they will come and the servant will take to them to the father, but that neither had turned up and that they did not know how to reach Koregaon. And as they were well dressed, as it is mentioned here, as they were well dressed children, from our dress or talk, no one could make out that we were children of the untouchables. Indeed, the station master was quite sure we were Brahmin. children and was extremely touched at the plight in which he found us. As is usual among the Hindus, the station master asked us who we were. Without a moment, without a moment's thought, I blurted out that we were Mahars. Mahar is one of the communities which were treated as untouchables in the Bombay presidency. He was stunned his face. He was stunned his face underwent a sudden change. We could see that he was overpowered by a strange feeling of repulsion. As soon as he heard my reply, he went away to his room and we stood where we were. 15 to 20 minutes elapsed. The sun was almost setting. Our father had not turned up, nor had he sent his servant, and how the station master had also left us. We were quite bewildered, and the joy of happiness which we felt at the beginning of the journey gave way to a feeling of extreme sadness. After half an hour, the station master returned and asked us what we proposed to do. We said that if we could get a bullock cart on hire, we would go to Koregaon, and if it was not very far, we would like to start straight away. There were many bullock carts plying for hire, but my reply to the station master that we were Mahars had gone round among the cart men, and not one of them was prepared to suffer being polluted and to demean himself carrying passengers of the untouchable classes. We were prepared to pay double the fare but we found that money did not work. The station master, who was negotiating on our behalf, stood silent, not knowing what to do. So, here the story is clearly explained that all the children, including Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, when he was at the age of 9 years, they all were waiting for the servant of his father, but no one turned to them, and it was the evening time. Then finally station master came back to them and asked them that who they were. Actually, as they were well dressed children, they were looking like the Brahmins, and the station master also thought that they were Brahmin children, and therefore, as they were Brahmin children, therefore he touched them very clearly. But finally, station master asked them that who they were. So finally, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, child Ambedkar, child Bhimrao, uh, replied to his answer question that they were Mahars. As soon as he listened the word that they were belonging to the Mahar caste, his face gone under change and a sudden change, and he became overpowered by a strange feeling of repulsion, and he went back to his cabin. And they were standing over there. It was almost evening. After 15 to 20 minutes, that station master came back and asked them that what you have planned to do. Then finally they replied that if you will ask any of the bullock cart men, we will take our journey to the Koregaon straight away. But as they have already replied to station master that they were the children of Mahars, this answer was completely known by each and every bullock cart owner, and they were not ready to let them sit and let them pollute, or let them as well as their cart pollute, as they were belonging to the Mahar caste. That time, the Mahar caste, or the untouchables, were considered so much untouchable that their touch even was considered as impure. So in this way, no one turned to them, and finally, what happens afterwards, that we are going to see in the next period. What happened to them, whether whether they reached to Koregaon or not, or they went back to their home. What happened, that all the things we are going to see in the next period. Thank you very much.